Obviously, really pleased with the way we played. One of the more complete games we've probably played this year. Got a ton of contributions across the board. Everybody that stepped in there, I thought did a good job. I thought we got better, figured some things out. As the game went on, made a few adjustments here and there. But, obviously you have 22 assists on or 31 field goals with 22 assists. It shows how we were sharing the ball, and we were able to get it inside. We were able to knock down some threes. Defensively, for the most part, I thought we were really good. So just a really good team win and a good catapult into conference play that starts here next week. So, questions?
We'll start with Jim.
Greg, I'm sure Chris Mack would say this too, but it's pretty obvious. It's hard to defend you guys. Trice and Davison did most of the scoring in the first half. Potter and Ford kind of took over in the second half. Is that, I asked you this last year too, but is that kind of how you envision this team when it's clicking? Is that balance, that sharing, all of that into one?
Yeah, I think, when you have the individuals we have and the skill sets of those people, you're trying to maximize that as much as possible. And I think we're still trying to find different combinations, whether it's the two bigs together, whether it's a smaller lineup. Today we played a little more of a smaller combination just because of what Louisville presented on the defensive end and what we had to guard. So I think anytime you can be unselfish and you've got great spacing and you're cutting and we run obviously a variety of different things, but to be unselfish and move the ball, I think it helps put you in position. Thought we did some good things in transition. At some baskets, put pressure on the rim. And it obviously starts on the defensive end. Our defense leads to some offense at times. And, for the most part, I'm sure I'll find a few things on film that we need to continue to clean up. But, we have a lot of guys that can hurt you in a lot of different ways. And, for the most part, you put 5 guys out there that can shoot the three. So it puts the defense in a little bit of a precarious situation in terms of how much you can help, how much can you give attention to the post. So, like I said, just an unselfish team that is trying to do all they can to help their team be successful on the offensive end.
We'll go over to Jeff.
Greg, you guys have obviously talked about having 5 guys on the floor who can hit threes, and you need to have good shooters. But do you think the good shots that came today were player movement, ball movement, the way it was, especially early in that game when you guys got off to such a fast start?
Yeah, I think when you look at the assist total on the field goals, you get 22 assists. You're not doing that by accident. The ball's moving, and we played pretty well inside out. We were able to touch the post where it was driving and kicking, touching the post and playing from within there. And for the most part, we took pretty good shots. And when you take good shots, I trust if you give us enough of them, we're probably going to knock a few down. So it's a combination. You've got to be able to have post presence to attention to that point of the floor. But then obviously, like I said, the movement, the cutting, the screening. I'll have watched the film and see if we've got to get better at screening and making contact with bodies. But like I said, I was happy with how the ball moved and it didn't stick. We didn't over dribble very much. A lot of good things on the offensive end.
Carly?
Hey, Coach, you called this game a measuring stick for heading into Big Ten play. So to have a complete game, to get a huge win over a ranked team, how important was that heading into next week?
Yeah, I mean, that's, we gave Mark Van Wettering a standing ovation in the locker room afterwards because, there's been several days where I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't think we were going to get 7 games in and didn't know. Obviously, we went into some weeks not knowing who we were going to play. So I think to get to this point, we're going to be able to complete 7 games, and obviously doing the additions and the shuffling we've had to do is a credit to Mark and the other people that have helped along the way. But yes, to be able to, continually ramp up the level of competition and improve. And I think we've gotten better, and that's the biggest measuring stick. Regardless of who the opponent is, I look for things and how we grade the film and how we grade out the possessions, and are we improving regardless of who the opponent is. So I think we've, gotten better, through the non-conference. And now obviously we turn the page and it becomes a whole new game and a whole new goal as we go through the conference play, and teams are going to know each other better. The scouting report's going to be more in depth. The tendencies are no more well known. So it's going to ramp up definitely as we hit the league schedule now.
Go back to Jim.
Greg Carlson and Gilmore were in street clothes today. Can you shed some light on their situation? Is that those injuries?
Yeah. Yeah, they're both medically not cleared to play.
We'll go over to George.
Greg, early tip like you have today, how important was it to come out and see you guys have that energy early on, and then there's no let up in the second half either? How important is it to see from that team and from all the guys you were playing on the floor?
Yeah, that was really important. I think even also important, George, is I see you don't have the Christmas sweater on today. I might borrow that, though. You know, we got a game coming up on Christmas, and I'm not sure what my wardrobe's going to be, so I'm not sure if your size would fit me. But anyway, yes, I think it's good to, you know, we practice around this time, and I was with virtual classes. Our practice has gone all over the map. We've afternoons. The last couple of days we practiced at this time. So whether that works or not in terms of body clock, but I thought we were fresh. We were ready. I thought we practiced really well yesterday. That we were really sharp, and they were locked in. So, and we're going to have other games like that. You know, we're going to have morning games. So I think that's important to get off to a good start, fast start. So I was happy to see that. And then obviously when they have the Wisconsin sports fan triple header today, I'm glad to be batting leadoff, and now I can relax and go watch Paul and his crew hopefully keep the axe and Packers take care of the business tonight. I become a fan now for the rest of the day.
Go over to Lance.
Greg, obviously they didn't have their leading scorer, but you still held them to 30 under their season average. What do you think about that end of the floor and what you did defensively?
Yeah, I think, you know, no matter what, you got to perform. And I don't want to discredit our guys for performing at a really high level. I mean, I thought we were really good regardless of who was in the other jerseys. So I know obviously Jones is a good player, but they've got other good players too. And I thought we really did a really good job of imposing our will. And like I said, it's credit to our guys, regardless of who you played. I said you played the game the right way. And, you know, the final score is indicative of that. So, you know, I think they'll get better. They'll get healthier as they go on too, I'm sure. But I was really zeroed in on our guys and try to evaluate their performance. And our guys they played really well today. So that's a credit to them.